Welcome to another VLRP lesson. Good afternoon. My name is Ntiem Panya. I welcome all the teachers in grade 9 and their learners, and also the departmental officials who are joining these lessons for today. Today's lesson will be on present and past continuous tense. Teachers will get a link and a QR code to the Microsoft quiz after this lesson, which must be shared with their learners. The present continuous tense is used to describe actions that are taking place at a time of speaking. The word continuous is often used interchangeably with progressive. Therefore, during the upcoming examinations or tests, do not get surprised when you see a question on change the following or rewrite the following sentence in present continuous or present progressive tense. Remember, it will still mean that you'll have to rewrite it in present continuous. For the purpose of this lesson, we shall refer to continuous so that we avoid unnecessary confusion. This presentation is mainly on present and past continuous tenses. The following is the structure of the sentence in continuous tense. Right, the first column is the subject in the sentence. The second column is the person's point of view. We have present auxiliary verb, and then we have auxiliary verb, which is in past tense. Then we have our present participle of the verb. In order for a sentence to be complete in present and past continuous tense, it must have all of these parts. For example, for a first person point of view, we have I and we, I in singular and we in plural, and the present auxiliary verb for a first person point of view, for singular is, and then for plural we have are. While in past tense, the past auxiliary verb for the continuous tense is was for singular and were for plural. In the second person point of view, we have you, which is specific, referring to a person, or general, referring to everyone. You is the second person point of view, which has are as our present tense auxiliary verb and uses were for past tense auxiliary verb. Then we have the third person point of view. In this case, we have common and proper nouns, or we have the pronouns he, she, or it in singular, which use is, and then we have they in plural, which use are for present auxiliary verb, while for past auxiliary verb, they use was for singular and were for plural. But all the present participles take the form of the present participle ing, meaning that when we read in past or present continuous tense, we say we are reading or we were reading. Right. Let us look at this in details. The present continuous is made from the present tense of the verb be auxiliary and the present participle ing form of a verb. The form of the verb or the auxiliary verb is am or is if the sentence is in singular present, and are if the sentence is in plural present tense. Or was, the auxiliary verb was if the sentence is in singular past continuous, and where if the sentence is in plural continuous. This is a classical example. It is working, which is in present tense singular. It was working, which is in past tense singular, or we are staying, that is in present tense plural, or we were staying, which is in the past tense plural. We use present continuous to talk about activities that happen at the moment of us speaking. For example, I am just leaving home. I shall be home in an hour. We use present continuous to talk about future plans or arrangements. For an example, Muiponi is going to a new school when next year. That is her plan. They are leaving next week. That is an arrangement, a future arrangement. We make questions by putting am or is and was if the sentence is in singular, or are or we if the sentence is in present and past, but the subject is in plural, in front of the subject. Remember, do not forget to put a question mark at the end of the sentence. Let us look at the following examples. For a present continuous tense for both singular and plural, here are the examples. The statement will be, he or she is listening. Then we want to make a question or to form a question. We'll say, is he or she listening? We said we put auxiliary verb before the subject or in front of the subject. Therefore, it will read, is he or she listening? Are they coming to your party? Why the statement would have been, they are coming to your party. But when you ask a question or you form a question, you start with the auxiliary. We start with the auxiliary. Are they coming to your party? In past continuous tense, the statement would have been, she was listening. But now that you are asking a question, we start with the auxiliary. Was he or she listening? They were coming to your party. Now let us form a question. Were they coming to your party? We also write negative sentence by putting not or truncated and apostrophe T after am, is or was if the sentence is in or the subject is in singular, or are or were if it is present and past continuous where the subject is in plural form. Let us look at the negative. The positive statement would have been, I am doing that. But now that we are negating this statement, we say, I am not doing that. You are listening to me. Negate this statement. You are not listening to me. This is what? Negative statement. What have you done? You've put not immediately after the auxiliary verbs. Here's an auxiliary verb. There is an auxiliary verb. In the past continuous, it will read, I was doing that if it was a statement. But now that it's a negative one, we say, I was not doing that. you were not listening, the positive statement would have been, you were listening to me. But now that we negate the statement, we say, you were not listening to me. Right. We do not normally use the continuous with stative verbs. What are the stative verbs? The stative verbs include, among others, believe, appear, and agree, and so forth, or etc., etc. We normally use the simple verb instead of the stative verb when we change the sentence from simple tense to present and past continuous. Let us look at an example. I understand you. This cannot be changed into I am understanding you in present continuous or past continuous. It must stay I understand you. We don't have I am understanding you or this cake tastes wonderful. Not this cake is tasting wonderful. Right. We have come to an end of the lesson, and thank you very much for tuning in. And I hope that you learned some of the tricks that had been giving you problems in the past. And I wish you all the best, and may you do well in your upcoming task 3. Next will be the link to the Microsoft, the QR code to a Microsoft quiz. Thank you very much. Have a lovely day.